how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today's video is another ranking video. It is time to rank my last 11 palettes. These are the most recent 11 palettes that I tested out, and I'm gonna rank them for you. I love doing ranking videos. You guys seem to always love them as well. It's just such a fun way for me to kind of recap what I've tried lately, really formulate my thoughts on what I like more than others and why, and it's just such a good time. I did recently do a ranking all the palettes I tried so far this year, earlier in the month, of all the palettes I've tried in the first like third of the year. So if you're curious about that, you can go check that out as well. But today, I'm just gonna rank the most recent 11. I initially got this video idea from Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. I'll have her channel down below. And also, before we hop into it, I did of course film this look. It should already be up on Instagram and YouTube Shorts by the time this video goes up. And as far as my accessories today go, these used to be plugs from Hear No Evil jewelry that I turned into earrings, and I believe this necklace is from Shop Set & Co. So yeah, without further ado, let's just hop in, rank these 11 palettes. Again, this was a tough one. I feel like I, for the most part, only try good things. So even the things ranked super low, I don't think are like bad quality wise. They're just not my favorite for maybe the size, maybe I just like other formulas more, maybe other color stories stuck out to me more. But just keep in mind, even if you're interested in the palettes that are in the bottom, or you have and love the palettes that are in the bottom, I don't judge you. We all have different preferences. I'm so glad they're your absolute favorite. They just might not be mine. But again, I can't stress it enough. I don't even think they're bad. I just liked everything else more. Also, as always, if you think I'm forgetting a palette, I promise you I'm not. I keep very thorough notes. I either included it in the last ranking and you missed it, I haven't tried it yet and it'll be in the next ranking, or I simply don't have it and you were mistaken. Ranked number 11, I'm giving to the Cinequad from the Attack on Titan and Game Beauty collab. It's just a cutie little sunflower vibes for Pam. We got some orange, yellow, brown going on. I'm actually using it for a lot of my look. I have a loose shadow for my lid and inner corner, but for everything else, I used this quad today. And it's cute. I enjoy Game Beauty's formulas. I think they are pretty solid. The mattes are blendable. They're pigmented. The shimmer in this one was nice. It has a little bit of a duochrome shift to it. It's pretty cute. Overall, I like this one. But if you know me, you know quads are just not like my go-to. I'm just not as inspired to reach for them. Like, I'll use them, but it's just not my go-to thing. So pretty much by default, that's what landed this one and the next two down in the bottom. But again, it's not bad. Like, the quality's fine if you enjoy quads, or if you're obsessed with the Attack on Titan collab, this might be for you. It just wasn't like my number one favorite thing I tried. I did, however, like the color stories of the other two quads a little bit more. I don't have anything against this one. I love the look I created today. I think it's so pretty. Makes my eyes look so bright. This one just ended up being at number 11. Ranked to number 10, I'm giving to the Maria quad, also from the Game Beauty and Attack on Titan collection. This one's a little bit more of a blue, yellow, brown sort of situation, and I am a sucker for blue and yellow together. I think it's so pretty. So that's like kind of automatically why I ranked this one higher than the sunflower vibes. I just love blue and yellow. I think it's so good. The two shimmers in this one also made it more appealing to me, because the other one had one solid matte, two mattes with sparkle pressed into it, and one shimmer. This one has two mattes, two shimmers. A little bit more my vibe. I really, really like the shimmers that are in here too. They have really pretty duochrome shifts. I love blue eyeshadow. That pop of yellow is really pretty. I feel like this one I could potentially do a little bit more with than the first one, just with how drastic and contrasting the colors are. But again, quads are just not my like go-to thing, so it's why it got ranked a little lower. But again, the quality's nice. I think the colors are cute. And that's where I leave you. Number 9 is going to be the Rose Quad, the final one in the Game Beauty Attack on Titan collection. This one is by far the cutest color story out of the three, in my opinion. I love the kind of contrasting corally peach with the like aqua teal. It's so fun. I love the contrasting colors. Again, we have one matte. This is another matte with just sparkle pressed into it, but it's basically a matte. And then two really pretty shimmers. I love the chain duochrome. I don't know if you can like really see the shift like in that mirror. You can like really see like how it goes from like pinkish into that aqua. So pretty. They're so wet looking. I really, really enjoy this one. I've loved the looks I've created with all three of these quads. I have done looks with every palette I'm going to talk about in today's video, by the way, whether it's on like YouTube, Instagram, both. You can go check those out if you need inspo. But I had a good time with this little guy. I think it's cute. But again, broken record, Quads aren't my favorite, so it just automatically put these ones at the bottom, especially because like at the end of the day, none of the palettes in this ranking are bad quality. If something was bad quality, but bigger than a quad, it obviously would have been ranked lower. But as it stands, everything I tried was pretty solid. So just because of my size preference with palettes, those got ranked a little bit lower. Ranked number 8 is the Spaced Out palette from the Summer 2023 mystery box from Unearthly. I believe in the smaller mystery box specifically. It is super cute. I do like the theme. I like the vibes. I think this is fun. I like the contrasting colors. This is a cool one. I actually won this during the Survivor auction game that we did at the Creators and Friends event in New Orleans at the beginning of April. And I didn't get a chance to try it until like the tail end of April. So here it is now. I'm excited to talk about it. I think it's really cute. It's fun. We have a fun little mix and match of colors going on. I like the different shimmers. I really enjoy Unearthly's formulas. I actually thought this one would get ranked a bit higher, but as it stands, everything else just kind of stuck out to me a little bit more. So this one just wasn't my number 1 favorite, but I still had a good time with it. I think it's a fun color story. It's a cute vibe. This one's fun. Ranked number 7 is going to be my Precious Metals palette from Colourpop. Sorry about this blinding you. I don't like metallic packaging for this reason alone. This is the inside. It's one of Colourpop's mega palettes. We have sort of a mixed metals situation. I'm not so much of a neutral girly. I very much prefer color, but something about this I really enjoyed. I don't always love giant palettes. I don't love neutral leaning palettes, but there's such a good mixture in here, and I feel like this is so much more than just neutral. It's very much like mixed metals. There's neutral sprinkled in, but we also have vibrant golds, coppers, even these like rosy tones in the middle. I love the taupes and the cool tones and the silvers. The shimmers in here are really outstanding. The mattes are fine. I mean, I feel like Colourpop's mattes are usually pretty solid, but the shimmers really do look so metallic, so pretty on the lids. I love the look I created here for my channel, and I also actually brought this with me recently to Colorado just because it seemed like a good palette to throw in my bag. I had warm and cool, and I really enjoyed having it on deck with me. Overall, even though I had a good time with it and I think the metallics are really pretty, I still don't reach for this type of color story all the time, and everything else did just stand out to me more. But I did have a great time with this one, so I felt it deserving to rank it as high as I could. So that's why this one's kind of here in the middle. Ranked number 6 is the original Smoke Sessions palette from Nomad Cosmetics. When they launched their Smoke Sessions 2 palette recently, I went on the site to buy it and I saw there was a bundle that included the original, which I didn't own. So I snagged the bundle. And here it is. It's very much kind of like a bronzy, gold, teal kind of vibe. We have 2 mattes, 6 shimmers. This is gonna give you very like dark, grungy, very much that golden teal sort of vibe. That's pretty much what you're gonna get. No more, no less. I love a dark, grungy look, so this is very appealing to me. I know there were complaints with this one, like when it first launched, because it was too dark for some people, but I personally like that. That's very much what I'm into. So I enjoy this. The theme means nothing to me. I don't care about weed in the slightest, but I think the vibes are cool. I think the color story is neat, and I enjoy them a lot. I love their formulas. I think their mattes are really solid. Their shimmers are good. They're just like a rich metallic. They're not anything crazy, shifty, sparkly, but they are just very metallic and rich, and I feel like they've gotten better with time. And even though this one's good, like obviously the Smoke Sessions 2, I do like a little bit more, not only for the color story, but because the shimmers got stepped up a peg, but this is still pretty great, and I wanted to rank it as high as I could, so it kind of landed here in the middle. But now we are getting into the top 5 of these recent palettes. Let's dive into them. Number 5 is the Dede Signature Ultimate Cappuccino. I was really impressed with this palette. I think it's so fun. It's such a different take on a coffee palette. I think it's so cool. I love kind of the pops of color with the toasty kind of grungy shades here on the top. The shimmers on the bottom are so pretty as well. They're so rich and metallic and have beautiful shifts. I was really impressed with just the blendability of this palette. I liked the pigmentation. I thought everything played well together, and I loved that this wasn't just a basic neutral palette, because when I saw that it was like being teased as like an ultimate cappuccino, I was worried that it would just be neutrals. I'm so glad they went kind of a different direction. It's a little bit more unique and still kind of captures like a cozy vibe. Like this is giving me just like snuggled in a sweater, holding my mug, reading my little book. That's giving me this, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I ranked this one number 5. I do like the top 4 a little bit more. whether it be formula, color, story, both. But I did really enjoy that Ultimate Cappuccino. I've been pretty impressed with that brand. They're fairly new to me. I started using them, I think, in December, and I've been impressed, and I'm excited to see where else the brand goes. Ranked number 4 is my Smoke Sessions 2 from Nomad Cosmetics. This is their newest palette, kind of a little bit of a purple vibe going on here. Again, the metallics in here are definitely like stepped up. I feel like ever since their Christmas Town and Halloween Town palettes with Nightmare Before Christmas, their shimmers have just been really, really good. Again, they're not like that indie level hollow chrome, multi-chrome, shifty, sparkly, but they're just rich and metallic and saturated and really, really pretty. And sometimes that's what I want in a shimmer. This one has 3 mattes and 5 shimmers, so we have a little bit of a different ratio from the original Smoke Sessions, and it also just gives us such a different spectrum. Very much a purple palette, and I love that it kind of crosses between like warmth and cool toneness. We have just different vibes you can kind of play with. I've had a good time with this one. Again, I enjoy Melt's formulas, and I think this color story is fun. I love purple eyeshadow, and this one's pretty great, but I knew what the top 3 were gonna be, like without a question of a doubt. Like, they couldn't be beat in this ranking. Ranked number 3 is my Cradled in Ice palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. This is their newest palette. I love the dragon theme. I love the packaging with the colors on the inside. It's so pretty. And I feel like this one looks so subdued when you just look at it in the palette, but when it's all swatched out and you're playing with it, you realize how magical this is. The shimmers that are in this palette are so good. They are so shifty and beautiful. I love how cool tone this is. I do love cool tones. It does lean a little like half neutral, half colorful, but it's on the cool tone side, so I'm very good with that. I feel like the colors play really well together. I love the different blues, the pop of pink, these soft neutrally tones with all these really magical shimmers. I think it was really well done. I could see this being one of my favorites from the brand, honestly. Like, it could potentially be in the top 3. I'm sure I'll do a Fantasy Cosmetica ranking at some point. I just don't think I'm ready yet. I want to acquire more things from them before I do a ranking. But this one is definitely a top favorite. I think it's beautiful. It's such a cool palette, and I like that it's a different direction than what they've done while still sticking with the fantasy theme. And I'd love to see them maybe do more of these kinds of palettes, like focused on like magical critters. I think that could be really cool. Honestly, between 1, 2, and 3, these ones could have been interchanged. It took me a little while to decide what should be 1, 2, and 3, and I ended up deciding here, but really, I love all 3 of these. I just went with my gut on how I should place these, but keep in mind the top 3 pretty much on the same playing field. Ranked number 2, I gave to my Cosmic Dreamer from Ensley Reign. This one is super cool. It's very much a like grungy, colorful kind of vibe. They had a Cosmic Dreamer in the past. Apparently, I wasn't aware of this because the brand was introduced to me last year. But this is kind of their complete reimagining of that Cosmic Dreamer vibe, and I love it. I just love these grungy, swampy greens. I love the rich, deep blues. I love the pops of pink. This like peachy coral is so cool. So many good shimmers in this palette. I love Ensley Reign's formulas so much. The mattes are so pigmented and blendable, and the shimmers are just so sparkly and delicious and amazing. And I've been really, really impressed with this one. Grungy colorful is like my favorite vibe ever, and this one is just so, so cool. I've had a great, great time with it. And last, but certainly not least, because it's ranked number 1 in this ranking, I'm giving it to my Amy Loves Makeup and Adept Cosmetic palettes. I love Amy with my whole heart. I was so excited for her collab, and I'm so excited to own this. I think it's so incredibly beautiful. So many cool shimmers. The shimmers are definitely where this palette shines. I feel like Adept's mattes are good from what I've tried. I've only tried 2 of their palettes in my life so far, but their mattes are good, but their shimmers are incredible, and the different multi-chromes and shifty shades and sparkles that are in this palette are just unreal. I'm so into it. I love the kind of soft pink blue sort of vibe. I think it's so cool. I love cool tones again. I think it's just such a fun vibe. This is so just pretty and ethereal, and I don't know if the mirror can really, well, even me just like turning the palette, you can kind of see like how these things shift. Oh, it's just such a cool palette. Amy and the brand did such a good job working together on this, and it just holds such a special place in my heart, and I just had to rank it number 1. I did really quick want to just hold these up next to each other because I've had questions about comparing the Fantasy Cosmetica and the Amy Loves Makeup palette, but I feel like they're similar vibes in the sense that they're cool toned. There's shifty shadows. There's kind of a half neutral, half colorful vibe going on. We have some blues, we have some pinks, but they're also so different. I feel like they'd be great companions of each other because where this one has a lot of depth and grunginess, this one is a bit more lighter and airy. Like there's more dark, rich matte colors in here, whereas this one's a lot more subdued. I feel like they would play well together. I don't think they're the same. Do I think you need both? I'm happy I have both, but I can't answer that for you. But both palettes are in this video. Both rounds of swatches are in this video. If you need to see them next to each other, take some screenshots and look at them and decide for yourself which one appeals to you more. But again, the top 3 palettes were pretty much on the same playing field. I just had to go with my gut here, and that's where I landed. And that, my friends, is the recent ranking my last 11 palettes. It's usually 10. It ended up being 11 for this video, but I would love to hear your thoughts. Did my ranking make sense to you? Would you have placed something higher with your makeup preferences? Have you tried any of these? Do you want any of these? I would love to know. If you made it to the end of this video, leave your last 10 most recently used emojis. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Helps my channel out a lot. And if you're not already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm BATTYBEAN there as well. And also you can subscribe. I'm posting most days over here. And if you wanna, you can join my channel memberships. The link to sign up will be down below. You'll get fun little perks, including a members only video once a month. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.